This Coast to Coast Entertainment Network program is brought to you by Beside Me Bracelets. Our bracelets are handmade for any occasion. Use the promo code Coast to Coast for 15% off. Visit their website at besideme.com. Suzanne's Paparazzi Jewelry. With 24-hour shopping available, use the code 160920 and show her some love, like she showed us. Reaper Apparel Company, a commitment to live your most authentic way every single day. Visit reaperapparelco.com for more information and a look at all of their apparel offerings. And by Good Day Embroidery, your local source for custom embroidery, screen printing, and more. Log on to gooddayembroidery.com for more information.
Welcome everybody to the Morning Tailgate here on Coast to Coast Entertainment Network. I am Crispy Bacon. Here for the moment, Big B. How you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing good. It's always good to start off Sunday talking a little football, recapping Thursday's game, and just seeing what we all think about this upcoming week 4 of the NFL season.
Yeah, it's crazy. We're here at week 4.
Yep.
Of course, every season we talk about that and how quick it goes. We'll be joined by the Prime Moose Tim. Oh, I think he's popping on now.
All right. But yeah, we always say how shocking we are week 4, week 5. We say it every week. But, for most sports fans, NFL season's the big time because it is only 16, 17 games. You get the playoffs, and then they take time off. So it doesn't seem like it's a year-long thing like basketball and baseball and, hockey to the most part. Football is quick and easy, just like some of Tim's relationships, quick and easy.
And we're joined by the Prime Moose, Tim. How you doing?
Sounds like you might be having a little technical issues.
He can't hear. I can't hear you.
Yeah, we can't hear you, Tim. All right, drop him off. Let him reset. You reset, Tim. There you go.
He's having technical issues.
Yeah. No. So what? I know you're the big host nowadays in this show, but your Cowboys. A couple 3 weeks in, and I've seen a couple yelling matches on the sideline highlighted.
Yeah.
What do you take in that? With Dak and I think Parsons, I think Dak and CeeDee Lamb. You as a Cowboys fan, what are you thinking?
Yeah, it's crazy. 4 games in and a couple heart attacks later. Things, are up and down, but hopefully they get better now. I'm hoping. Hopefully this win this past week shows that we can win. Granted, it was on the road. 2 wins in a row. Both of our wins are on the road. You got to win at home.
Yep. Well, and I think the thing is too is winning. They say winning cures all, which it does. But some of those, in the heat of the moment, you're going to get upset because you didn't get the pass or you thought he was open and covered or whatever. But some of that stuff you just kind of got to get it out of the camera view. And I know it's hard on the field. Because all the fans are going to say that, oh, now there's a scrimmage going on in Dallas. What's Jerry Jones going to do? And, and that's for every team. You see it in baseball. Baseball, they can kind of hide it in the dugout a little bit. But, when it's on the field like that, it's hard to hide it. So, yeah, not being a big Dallas fan because you know that. But, there's certain teams that, when they're doing good, the league is doing good, and Dallas is one of them where, the Dallas and Eagle rivalry is doing good. The Bears Packers rivalry, the NFL is doing good.
Yeah.
The ratings are going to be up. But so far the first 3 weeks and a game. I mean, who would have thought the Saints would be where they're at? The Steelers being undefeated, the Vikings being undefeated. We all
winning a game.
Yeah, Carolina not winning a game. Mention their franchise quarterback. I mean, that's something exciting about the NFL because you just never know what's going to happen in a short amount of time. I mean, Houston, is looking not like I thought they would, but I mean they're 2-1. San Fran, is dealing with some big injuries. It sounds like McCaffrey might be gone for most of the year. So I mean, it's just one of those things. A lot of teams that we weren't picking to be good are doing good. Teams that were picking to be good, especially fantasy wise, are kind of struggling. So
I'm struggling in fantasy.
Yeah, I mean it is. It's just one of those things. It's just, but no matter what, I think every NFL fan could just say, it's always nice to, on Sunday you took down, most TV coverages has one game, another TV coverage will have 2 games, and then you get the night game. So if you're off, you're watching at least 3 games.
Yeah.
You try to follow the other 10 games that are happening.
You're waiting for your game, but you're like, all these games sound good. I'll turn on Red Zone if you have the capability of that, and just kind of sit through and watch every game that way, or Sunday Ticket, or.
Yep, and then I mean, then you just got off a crazy college football day. Alabama. I don't know the final of that score, but Alabama was taking it to Georgia for a while there.
Let me see if I can find it. It was crazy.
Yeah. So, my Vikings are sitting at 3-0, which I know there's a couple Viking fans that we used to have on the show that would have predicted this, and I would have told them they're full of boop. And I mean, I'm glad they are, but I mean, I would not have went into the season, put money on them to be 3-0.
So
I mean, one or 2 maybe.
Alabama won 41-34.
Oh, they did make it a game. Okay, all right, Georgia made it a game. So and that's what's fun about football. I mean, all around. I mean, I'm not a big guy to sit down on Saturday night and watch college football, but I'll catch a good game or so. But with that being said, is Timmy back yet?
Oh God, no! Really, you called me Timmy? Really, with the Timmy? Really? Oh man, I thought I.
Oh, like I said, I don't know if you heard the other comment, Tim. The NFL season's quick and easy, just like the ladies at.
Yeah, the old ladies. Yeah. Not the current one, but the old ones. Yeah.
Yeah. No. But Tim, no, we're just kind of recapping the last few weeks on how impressed we are. Got some shocking teams sitting on the top at 3-0. We got some couple teams that are kind of shocking us at 1-2 or 0-3. Carolina benched their franchise quarterback this last week and won with Dalton. So, what's your thoughts on the first the first 3 weeks?
Well, like you said, we've got shocking teams that are 0-3. And I'm looking squarely at the Cincinnati Bengals. We're talking about a team that a lot of us had figured was going to be fighting for the AFC North, and here they are looking at the AFC bottom. You've got San Francisco, who I believe is 1-2.
Yeah.
And we thought that they were going to, who figured the teams that we figured were going to be in the Super Bowl are looking at 1-2, the same record as the Carolina Panthers. it's shocking. I'll be honest. I'm a little surprised that Minnesota's 3-0, but
Yep.
with Darnold and I'm, there's a lot of shocking things going on. I'm not real shocked by the whole Bryce Young being benched for Dalton. I'm surprised at this point Carolina hasn't signed Dalton to a $275 million contract after last week.
Yeah.
But that's the thing is that's football. It's always been. That's why we have the saying any given Sunday because it's just the way it has been lately.
And the thing you brought up the Vikings, and I was kind of touching on it earlier, is I'm shocked they're sitting at 3-0, but not like 100%. Like, oh my God, where's this team coming from? I mean, Donald was a third overall pick when he came out, so he had the talent. He just never had the weapons. I mean, he never had anything close to a Justin Jefferson. I mean, I know Addison's not playing, but he's not had a good running game. I mean, the offensive line, okay, it's kind of shaky. The defense is just playing outside its mind right now with 2 turnovers each game, 5 sacks each game or something like that. I mean, yes, it is shocking, but yet it's like, hey, he's a third overall pick. Back when he got drafted, he should be doing this. So.
And just think, too, that if Dalton continues to be the starter, and I think he will be, that he's going to have to go through every team he's faced or he's played on.
Pretty much. Well, and the thing is how long do you ride down? How long, are they talking to Bryce Young and be like, hey, this is a learning curve. You're still our guy. We're just struggling, trying to fix things. I mean, because Adam Thielen came out when the benching happened and said it's on the whole offense. It just sucks that he has to take the brunt of it. So, it'll be interesting to see what they do with Bryce Young, if they try to move him or if they bring him back or, so.
Yeah. I think it's kind of like, what's happening with Justin Fields in Pittsburgh. You just go with him until something happens, multiple weeks maybe.
Oh, yeah. I mean, granted, he's not putting up the offensive numbers. I mean, would Wilson put up better offensive numbers? Possibly. I mean, we don't know, but you're 3-0 now, and you can't sit your starting quarterback if you're sitting 3-0. I mean, no matter what type of numbers he's putting up.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'm ready to get into the picks, guys. I got a few more minutes to hang with you guys. Tim's got the rest of my picks, so.
Okay.
So whenever you guys.
You ready on the picks, Tim?
Oh yeah, I'm good to go.
All right. Let's start with the New Orleans Saints and the Falcons. NFC South matchup. Big B, who do you got?
This one, kind of up and down. Both teams kind of, Saints started off hot. One of those shocking teams. Atlanta's still trying to kind of figure it out. Tim, if you got my picks handy, I think I took Atlanta in this game.
Let me take a look.
I don't want to say something and then be on the record, but I'm pretty sure I took Atlanta because they were home.
Yeah, you took Atlanta.
Yeah, so Atlanta at home. I think this is going to be, a game where, it might be a struggle, might be a boring game. Then it might turn out good in the second half. So yeah, I got Atlanta.
Tim?
Yeah, I'm looking at this where New Orleans doesn't. It looks like New Orleans is going to have Taysom Hill, Kamara, and Olave by the looks of it. Atlanta doesn't look like they have anybody major out. But I like what New Orleans has done early in the season, especially like they did against Dallas. I think that's going to be a big thing against this Atlanta defense. I've got New Orleans, and I think it's going to be one of the better games of the day.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm going. Excuse me. I'm going Atlanta. I mean, I don't think Tatum or not Tatum. They're New Orleans Saints backup quarterback that they use a lot.
Yeah.
I don't think he's playing.
No, he's healthy.
Oh, he's healthy.
Yeah,
Then why didn't he play
not on
last
the
week?
injury list.
He was
So
he was hurt last week. They had him out last week.
All right, then I'm going with the Saints just because of that. I feel like it makes a difference with New Orleans, so I'm going New Orleans. Rams and the Bears NFC matchup here. Tim, who do you got for your pick?
I gotta go look who the heck did I pick in that game. Because I've got a list and I pick all my pick stuff early.
I do too.
I have a really bad feeling that I made a mistake, but I'm the guy who will ride with mistakes a little longer than I probably should sometimes. Something like my old girlfriends. Golly, I've got the Rams, but with no wide receivers, it makes me feel not funny. I'm still going to take the Rams, but I think it's going to be another close game, especially the way the Bears played last week, where Caleb actually started throwing the ball, getting a couple touchdowns under his belt. I think the Rams defense is going to be the key in this game.
Big B.
Yeah, Rams are hurting. Rams are on the road. The Bears, showed somewhat of what we kind of thought Caleb could do. So Caleb can repeat that. I am going with the Bears in this one. I don't think it's going to be a big victory, but it would not shock me maybe if the Bears do win by double digits.
All right, I'm going. Let's see. I'm going with the Rams on this one. I think, even though Caleb Williams is at home, I don't think it'll help. Yeah, I think Cooper Kupp's still healthy with the Rams.
Cup is out, and Puka's out.
Porter's out.
I still
not
see
Porter. Puka's out.
Yeah, Puka's on the IR. Cooper's out for the game. Yeah, there's a lot of problems.
That's gonna be tough. I'm still going with the Rams though.
Yeah, go what you got.
That's not always working though.
No.
Your Big B, your matchup: Minnesota and Green Bay. At Green Bay.
I'm going to call it right now that this is going to be the game of the early games. I think both teams, love coming back. I think Flores' defense is going to pressure him. To me, I'd pressure him at least 70% of the time until they can figure it out. The offense, I think, is going to take advantage of some weaknesses in the defense over the middle, I think. Jones has already come out and said this is a game he circled on his calendar. He wants to do the Lambeau leap. He's come out. I know not too many visiting teams have done that Lambeau leap, so it'll be interesting to see what happens there. I'm going with the strong defense. I'm going to go with the Vikings and not try to be a homer, but that defense is really rock solid right now, and they put pressure on a Love that's, he's playing, but is he 100%? So, I'm gonna say the Vikings defense is gonna win this game for them this week.
Tim?
Yeah, this is where I'm going to be the opposite, where Big B talks about the defense for the Minnesota Vikings, and I'm going to bring up the defense for the Green Bay Packers. Right now, they're without Carrington Valentin at one of their corners. Their cornerback 2 Jair Alexander, the cornerback one, is questionable. I think he's a game time decision. I think it's going to be the offense that wins this game for the Minnesota Vikings. I think like you said, Jones circled this on his calendar for a reason. And after you signed Josh Jacobs in Green Bay, that was pretty much the reason you're circling. I think that might have been the key reason why he went to Minnesota, just to put it in the face. I've got Minnesota, and I'm going to do something that Brandon probably should have done. I'm going to make Minnesota my lock.
Ooh, wow!
Yeah.
I kind of hope we get a purple and gold moon today. An old Randy Moss tribute there.
You might have to run it through the officials first.
Those no fun officials. All right, Chris, who do you got?
I got Minnesota. I know Green Bay is a tough place to play in, no matter if it's really cold or, temperatures like today, but it's still going to be a loud environment.
Yeah.
I think Darnold can take that challenge on. I won't make it my lock, but I'm going to pick Minnesota over
Chris,
Green Bay.
It's funny that you brought up being that Green Bay is a hard place to play, because me and Tim talked about that. I was in Couch Fantasy Zone on Wednesdays. It is a tough place to play, but it doesn't have the mystique where you're going in already knowing that you're going to lose. It doesn't have that Brett Favre streak that, hey, Brett Favre's playing, we got a slim chance of winning this game. So, I mean, It is going to be tough. It's going to be loud, but, I think it's going to be a good game. So,
yeah, if Favre was, I know he's not, but still playing in the NFL, I think going into this game, Minnesota, if he was playing with Green Bay, I feel Minnesota would be, their backs would be up against the wall.
Yeah. So, all right.
Jordan Love will be playing. So.
Yeah.
Steelers and the Colts Super Bowl 40 rematch, I guess. I'm going to call it that. Tim, it's your Colts. Who are you picking?
If I'm not mistaken, we've got a losing streak against the Steelers that's dates back to like early 2000s, back on the old Roethlisberger days. Indy's going to be without Ryan Kelly. Braden Smith, our blindside offensive tackle, is going to be questionable, game time decision. We have no Kenny Moore, no Kwity Paye, no. It's the defense looks ugly. Just on that fact alone, I've got the Steelers, and I don't think it. We've lost games. All our games have been by one score. I think this is going to be the first time we lose by double digits.
Oh.
Wow. Tim, I know you guys saying my pick. What do I have on this game? Because this was another game that I kind of was flip flopping. Did I go with the home team?
Yeah, you went with the home team.
That's why. I mean, it's one of those things. I just you just don't know what you're going to get out of Pittsburgh. Tim just went through their laundry list of injuries.
Oh, I went through the Indies laundry list of injuries.
Yeah, the injuries for the laundry list for the home team. Yeah. I mean, the Steelers, yes, are still dominant on defense. I think this game is going to be a close one. It may come down to who has the ball at the end. But I'm going to go with Indy. I'm not changing.
I'm going with Pittsburgh. Right now, they are 3-0. I hope they lose today, because Cowboys have them next week.
Well, no, you don't want them to lose this week. If the Cowboys got them next week, you want them to win this week, so then they got that ego still going.
That's true. All right. I'm still picking the Steelers, though. Unfortunately,
you don't change that.
I try not to. I mean, like we said earlier, you ride with Justin Fields, until one or two games where he falls off. But right now he's doing good, and hopefully that helps. And speaking of Russell Wilson, Denver Broncos going to New York to face the Jets. Big B, who do you got?
This one, yeah, I gotta go with the Jets. I mean, both teams still, you just not know what you're going to get with them. Elway trying to do the singing thing on not America's Got Talent, the Masked Singer, showing up on there, which, hey, good for him, whatever. But he needs to get back into football mode, focus on that, and get his team right because, Denver's one of those teams, too, like I brought up earlier, Chris, if they're doing good, the NFL is doing good. I mean, it's the mystique, it's the legend there. And right now they're not doing good. Seattle, you don't hear much about the 11th or 12th man anymore because, they've been struggling. I'm sorry, not Seattle, the Jets.
You had it right.
I'm like, what game was we going to? All of a sudden we went to Seattle. I'm like,
I said the 12th man, but and Jets are another team too, which they're in the big market. They haven't had the luck on their side quite a bit, but yeah, you got to go with Aaron Rodgers and the Jets.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at some of these stats. I didn't realize that Denver has the third best defense in the NFL.
I didn't realize that either.
Does that scare anybody? They've got the second best pass defense in the NFL. But hey, I didn't think that, but hey, that's never stopped Aaron Rodgers before. We're looking at the number three defense going against the number 9 ranked defense. It's still Aaron Rodgers, and Denver doesn't really scare me as much. I've got the Jets in the Tim Tebow Bowl.
The Tim Tebow Bowl.
There you go. That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one.
You should really call it that. That'd be funny. I got the Jets too. It's Aaron Rodgers. He seems like he's healthier than ever before. I just think that it's because of Aaron Rodgers that it could be the Jets, pulling off a win. Eagles and Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's at home. Tim, who you got?
This is a pick'em game, and it's at this point it's starting to look like it could be a precursor to the NFC Championship game. I've got Tampa. I just think that what Tampa has done, especially when they did to Detroit, everybody's going to look at that game and go, what this offense can do against a defense like Detroit. I've got Tampa. I almost said it. Ryan, and it would have been your fault. But I've got Tampa Bay. I've got the Buccaneers.
Tampa Bay. All right, BP.
I know this is a tough game, but and Philly's one of the teams that beginning of the year they were picked to go to the Super Bowl, picked to be this, picked to be that. I still gotta go with the Eagles. I think they're gonna fix it around, and maybe this is the week they do it. Buccaneers, again, a team that doesn't really have an identity at quarterback. I know Baker's been playing good. You still got Godwin, you still got Evans, but I just think right now they need to figure out what they're doing. So I'm going to go Eagles. I think they're more well-rounded right now.
I'm going, unfortunately, Philadelphia as well. I don't know what, with Philadelphia, you have Barkley there, came over from, New York with the Giants, and he's been probably one of the top running backs this year. And I think going into Tampa Bay, I think he's going to have another impressive game.
All right. I've got breaking news for the Minnesota Green Bay game.
Okay.
Jair Alexander has been deemed inactive today for the Vikings Packer game.
Okay.
So no Jair Alexander or Valentin.
All right. All right, so you're saying Aaron Donald's going to put up 700 yards, 12 touchdowns.
He may go for three and a quarter.
Yeah, but Chris, go back to Barkley for a second. You know, he's a scary running back when he's healthy because that guy can fly. He can run over people. His problem is staying injured. You know, I mean, he could be, you know, should be like top 5 running back every year. It's just we just don't know what we're getting with him. So, but no, I think he's found he's going to fly with the Eagles today. I think.
Yeah, right now he seems to be healthy. Right now he seems to be the top back. We'll see how the rest of the the season goes if we can remain that way.
Well, he is number one. He is the number one running back in the league right now for 351. So
nice,
as deserved. What's not deserving, I guess, if you're Cincinnati, is being 0-3, going up against the 1-2 Carolina Panthers, who finally won a game last week. Tim, who do you got?
Oh, so we've got it. Like it seems like in the NFL, it seems like it's revenge game could be a revenge game every week, and now we've got the Red Rider. We got the Red Rider BB gun revenge game between Cincinnati and Carolina. When you find out that the only quarterback in the NFL right now that's thrown for over 300 yards and 3 touchdowns is a guy who started one game. It's still Cincinnati and it's still Carolina. That's the problem. It's still Carolina.
It's Carolina.
Holy. I'm taking Cincinnati. Eventually, one of these times, it's going to happen. I'm going to ride that horse until the thing dies or it wins. And I'm going to take Cincinnati.
Big B.
All right. Yeah, another game I was debating back and forth. Did I go with Joey B or did I go with the rifle, Tim?
You went with the Red Rider BB gun.
Yep. I think, I mean, I like Bengals. I know they're going to win. Hopefully it's not this week, but, you know, sometimes you get a good couple weeks. The team, we talked about the Bryce Young benching, and maybe it just wakes up the team. Maybe it's that one thing. So I am going to go with Andy Dalton and the Panthers today, and see what week 2 brings with them guys.
I'm going kind of like you, Tim. I picked these games early, probably way too early.
Yeah.
I got Cincinnati in this one. But, I guess this is okay because, like you said, it is Carolina. They're still not that good of a team. Now, if they pull this win off, maybe you have questions of, like you said, you still stick with Dalton, or do you play Bryce Young sometime in the season? I think you stick with Dalton if the game goes well.
Oh, if you're winning with Dalton, you stay with Dalton. I mean,
yeah. And this game kind of determines that. I think. Jacksonville and Houston AFC South matchup. Big B, who do you got?
Well, without a question, I mean, if anybody's watched any other shows I've been on, I'm all about Houston right now. I mean, I was shocked that Minnesota took it to them. That's the one big L. But right now, I cannot go against Houston. I mean, it would be tough if they're playing Kansas City to pick against them, and some of the bigger teams. But I got to go Houston. I don't see. I mean, yes, there's possibility. Somebody's going to say, well, there's always a possibility. You're right. There's always a possibility. But I just think Houston is one of those teams that is just all around, top to bottom, defense, the kicking game, the return game. They're it. So, yeah, I got Houston right now, and I don't want to jinx the Jacksonville fans, but you might want to go watch some AEW wrestling for this game because I think it's going to be ugly.
Tim?
Yeah, I kind of agree. As much as I hope that Houston loses this game so we can pull up closer. If we do find a way to beat the Steelers, then I'm all about it. Tank Dell's with Tank Dell being hurt. You got in most other teams, he's a one rider, number one other places. But when you look at Houston's wide receiver room, you still got Nico Collins and Stephon Diggs. If it's different there, Mixon's still questionable, but I still haven't heard anything about if he. I think he's still a game time decision. I think right now, I think the only people you got Darnell Savage out for Jacksonville. You still got Evan Ingram out for Jacksonville. Still, I don't think that makes up for the guys that they're losing. That Houston's losing. I still have Houston as much as I would like to see Jacksonville. Like Ryan says that Jacksonville's a dumpster fire. I think Charlotte Flair there is a bust in Jacksonville. I really don't. It's crazy how he's regressed instead of progressed. Yeah, I like Houston in this, and I think this is going to be a big game.
Yep.
Yeah,
so, all right, guys. Well, I got to check out, so I'll see you guys later. Have a good one.
All right.
Yep. No, I like Houston in this one. I feel like I know he's not running the team, but Tony Khan needs to find one, project or the other, and stick with that, because I don't think multitasking is the best way for him.
No,
of course, all the owners do, but I know he's not the owner. But he needs to pick something and stick with it. Washington and Arizona. Arizona's the home team. Tim, what's your picks?
I find it's funny because I think what is the offensive coordinator in Washington is Cliff Kingsbury, so it's kind of a revenge game in that aspect.
Yeah,
I hate to say this, they're bacon, but when Washington is the leader in the NFC East, they're the division leader. It's kind of scary to understand that too. That being said, I like Kyler Murray. I like Marvin Harrison. I never thought I would say I like Kyler Murray 3 years ago. I would have never said that. I like Kyler. I just don't. I like Jaden Daniels. I like what he does. I like Brian Robinson. I have Kyler Murray and Marvin Harrison. When he finds out, when it's so nice is when Kyler Murray understands that he's the guy that's supposed to get Marvin Harrison the football. I'm glad he realizes he's that guy. And ever since then, Marvin Harrison looks exactly like the wide receiver we thought he was. I've got the Cardinals. Now, let me see what Big B's got, because that's Big B. Big B's got the Commanders. So,
ooh, I got Arizona in this one too. I was kind of looking at the matchups beforehand, and it's like Kyler Murray versus a rookie, Jaden Daniels, and I thought Jaden Daniels probably not going to play spectacular, but he'll have a game, and I'm going to go with Arizona, Kyler Murray, revenge game for Kingsbury. But as they say, any given Sunday.
Yep.
Let's go to the next game, and it's going to be the Patriots and the 49ers. It's a toss-up game. What's your pick?
Well, San Francisco's getting Brandon Ayuk back. Or not Brandon. They've had him back. They're going to get Debo back today. I think, as a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, they get Kittle back today too. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be that much of a toss-up game. They got Trent is hurt, but Trent Williams is still hurt, but he's going to more likely play. I actually don't think this is going to be pretty. I think with the way that with the running back they got that came in to replace Christian McCaffrey, the Jordan Mason, He's got 324 yards in 3 weeks. He's been a pleasant, nice surprise for San Francisco. It's weird to say that and I know it's early, but San Francisco has the same record as New England. They're both fourth in their division. I still think this is going to be an absolute destruction. I think the 49ers are going to blow the doors off the Patriots.
I don't know if I would go that far with it, but I'm kind of thinking 49ers too. You still have Purdy. You still have Kittle. I know McCarthy's out, but you still have good running backs.
Big B's got the Niners too.
All right. At least I'm not in the minority. That's good.
Oh no, you aren't going to be, because I still have the Niners too, so we're all good.
Okay. Well, I meant being the only one to pick the 49ers.
Right.
The Browns and the Raiders. Raiders are at home.
Raiders are at home. They don't have Adams, and they don't have Max Crosby. That's just basically telling you. And then again, it's the New England Patriots. It's the Cleveland Browns. It's still, this is a team that can't figure things out either. God, I hate both teams. I really do. I've got the Browns just because the Raiders don't have the weapons. At this point, it'd be nice to have big game James on just so he can complain about how bad this game is going to be. But I've got the Browns. But then again, like we keep saying, any given Sunday, it could be anything.
Who's Big B's pick?
Big B, and then Big B goes and takes the Raiders. So whatever I said, just do the reverse of.
Okay. I think Cleveland Browns is still going to be the Cleveland Browns, but I'm still picking the Cleveland Browns. That might be a bad pick. Might be.
No, because I got the Cleveland Browns. I've got the Browns. You're good, man. You're good.
Okay. But I'm just saying in general because normally Cleveland doesn't do well. So
right.
Another team or two. This might be the matchup of the evening or the afternoon slate. Kansas City and the LA Chargers. Tim, who do you got?
They've already come out and said Justin Herbert's playing. Problem is Derwin James is suspended. They have, if I'm not mistaken, let me just look again. No Joey Bosa. Other than that, this, like you said, this is going to be a good game. I know who I have, and Brandon, and let you in a little secret. Brandon and I have the same team. Okay. No, I don't. No, we don't. Take that back. We don't. I have the Chargers. I think the Chargers are going to exploit whatever Kansas City doesn't do. It's just Kansas City's gotten lucky with some interference calls. I think a lot of things are going to change. This is going to be for a share of the division lead. I've got Los Angeles. Big B has Kansas City.
I'm going Big B and picking Kansas City. But the thing is, if you're looking at, I don't have them up, but with the standings, this is kind of like double credit or triple credit because you got the win. Whoever wins, you'll get a divisional win.
Yep.
And you'll get the conference win,
right,
which will help everything. So it's a big game for these two teams.
It is huge. It's huge early. It's a huge early game.
And I think if Los Angeles can knock off the Chiefs early, that's gonna be big for them.
Right.
It's gonna look good for Harbaugh too.
Exactly.
And rightfully deserved, I think, for right now. This game being on Sunday Night Football, Bills and Ravens.
It's gonna be a good game.
Yeah. A good way to end the evening.
Right. This
Or
this is going to be outside of the Green Bay Minnesota game. I think this is the second big game of the day. I think of the week. It's I finally Baltimore gets their head around where they're supposed to be. This is going to be a good old fashioned. I think a good smash mouth football game.
it'll
You've
be
got
old school.
the old school stuff where you got it's going to be nice. There's really not anybody really out for Buffalo. There's really not anybody out for Baltimore. So you're looking at two teams that are pretty much coming in what they would consider kind of healthy for week 4. The Ravens are coming in as a 2.5-point favorite, but I still think Josh Allen wins this game. He's got the weapons. Not saying that the Ravens don't, but Big B's with me. We both have the Bills.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun game. I got the Ravens, being that they're at home, being that it's Lamar Jackson, who's a threat at running and passing, and then you have Derrick Henry, in the backfield. That's going to be a fun matchup. I think, Josh Allen's going to have to work harder.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to put the game on his shoulders. He usually does, and that's probably going to cost him this game.
Yeah.
Hope not. But, next, you have 2 Monday Night Football games. They're doing it again this week. Tennessee and Miami. Miami at home. Who do you got?
Miami's isn't starting Skylar Thompson. They're starting another quarterback. They're starting the former Raven Tyler Huntley.
He's not bad either.
He's not. He's a matter of fact. He went to the Pro Bowl with the Ravens. Which is, well, then again, the Pro Bowl is a popularity contest.
I don't count that anymore.
Yeah, it's nice to have on your resume, but at this point, it's not really a big deal. I haven't heard if Mostert's going to be playing. He might be on a pitch count. My understanding, he might be on a pitch count. He's questionable, but you still have the other 2 running backs back there, so it don't really make much of a difference. You still have the wide receivers in Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. You still have the defense in Miami. You still have the superstar Will Levis back there throwing footballs to the opposite team for pick 6, like somebody like Jair Franklin or Jair Alexander that probably got hurt on the play returning for a pick 6. But yeah, I still have Miami. I think Miami is. I don't think no matter what quarterback you put back there, you could put former hosts of this show in the quarterback spot back there, and they would look like superstars. Yeah, I've got Miami. Let me double check. I think Big B is going to shock all of us, and he's going to take the Titans.
Going with Tennessee. Big B is. I'm going with Miami. It's going to be interesting to see if they can win with their third quarterback. I'm not saying it's impossible. We've seen it done, but it's going to be a tough road. And you already had Tua down with a concussion, and I'm thinking he's going to be out for the remainder of the year. That's
I
my
think
thought.
so.
He should. And then the following week, you had Skylar Thompson go down with an injury. What did he get hurt on? Or
I don't
either.
I don't remember, but it wasn't. It was. I think it was kind of like a. I don't really remember.
I don't either. But he goes down. Now you're on your third quarterback. This is why the NFL created the emergency quarterback, and I feel like teams don't really utilize it.
Right.
That I know of. And I think Miami should. Because you're going to be running out of quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And then the final game for Monday Night Football and for the week, you have Seattle going to Detroit to take on the Lions. Who's your pick?
And I just found this out that Dan Campbell has never beat the Seattle Seahawks.
As a player or as a coach? Or either.
I might be either. It would be finally looking. It doesn't really say, but I think it's because as a coach, and probably one decade has been humbled. No, in the 3 seasons that he's been a coach. So yeah, so it's because as a coach. So I'm like, I didn't really know that. You're looking at pretty much a healthy Detroit Lions. I've got Detroit. I think this is going to be a good game. Seattle's 3-0 coming into Detroit. It's still Detroit. You're taking on the Motor City Kitties. They're tough to play at home. I've got Detroit. Let me double check and see what Brandon's got. But I think he's got Seattle. Don't quote me on this because I can hear it coming back to haunt me now. He's got Detroit, so I'm going to be safe and say he's got Detroit.
And what did you call Detroit?
Oh man, that's the thing. When I grew up in Michigan, when I grew up in Wisconsin and Michigan, it was always the radio stations always called them the Motor City Kitties. Because Detroit being the Motor City and then the Lions being cats, so they always called them the Motor City Kitties.
I thought it was because they kept losing so many games.
No. They were calling them that when Barry was there back in 89, 90, 91.
Okay.
Yeah. That's been a long time coming for them.
I got Detroit. I'll make it my lock. Better late than never. I guess.
I have no lock for Big B, so you're gonna have to.
He had the Cowboys.
Did he? Oh, that's right. He did. That's right. He did. I forgot about that.
Which that game was so close. Kind of like that Longhorn game yesterday. Ooh.
Why? What happened? I didn't see that game.
They're behind, or they're. I just saw the scores, but it was like, I don't know, 14-3 or something like that. It almost looked like the Cowboy game where Texas was ahead, but Mississippi State was slowly climbing up.
Right.
And they finally got some scores. So
I kept getting stats from the TCU Kansas game because the old man, my dad went to Texas Christian, went to college at TCU, so I kept getting notifications at like 2 a.m. that scoring, and it's Kansas, and then it's TCU, and it's Kansas. But you win by 11. I take that win any day.
You're looking at your phone, going, "Shut up."
At 2 a.m, yeah, you're kind of hoping everything shuts up at that point.
Put your phone on Do Not Disturb.
Oh no, I found it. I've had it for some reason. It was just like, and then all of a sudden, if you hit this on like an iPhone, Do Not Disturb, and the same thing does back to back, you automatically get the notification vibration. So it was kind of like, and it sits on a stand, so you can hear this plastic thing vibrate off the night table. So yeah.
So those are our picks. Take them for what they're worth. Do you have a prime 5?
I do not have a prime 5. I will next week.
All right. Any final thoughts before we check out of here?
No, I was kind of hoping we'd have a little bit more, breaking news, but nothing along those lines. Branch got downgraded to doubtful for Monday night's game against Seattle,
which probably means he'll be out.
Right, which more likely means he'll be out. No Brett, so Brandon can be upset. Brett Rippon is an inactive today for the Vikings. Like it makes a difference.
Well, you can only have so many players. What was it?
It was like, oh my God, fantasy. I had so many fantasy players. It seemed like everybody and their mother was getting hurt, and I'm like, I'm not going to have a team come week 6. I'm going to have to replace everybody's talk. I read today where Christian McCaffrey's probably not coming back until November. Devontae Adams is not a week to week, but he's a week's injury. He could be out weeks. I'm like, good thing I've got him on one team, unlike Christian McCaffrey, where I've got him on 2 to 3 teams.
The thing is, too, the fantasy league we're in, the coast to coast league,
right?
They're not just one. Or at least for me, I don't know about anybody else, but I'm in my second bye.
I have not had one bye yet.
I am in my second bye week.
How are you getting 2 bye weeks? That must mean Dragon Viper's on his second bye week at this point.
Maybe.
It's gonna make me look to see when my bye weeks are. And please, I hope to God I'm not in one of those. I'm in a race to try to make the playoffs, and I'm sitting on 2 bye weeks and back-to-back weeks.
And I'm 0-2 on 2 bye weeks.
Golly, you're 0-2 and you're going into 2 bye weeks, and I'm 2-1.
Breaking news.
Deontay Johnson, the wide receiver for the Carolina Panthers, is active for this week.
I guess that's good for them.
Yeah. My bye week is week 6.
Uh-huh.
Were you looking for the second one? Because I was. Because I was.
I'm the only one that gets 2 bye weeks. Okay, I get it.
I'd love to see what other. I wish in our league they would. Oh no, let's see who you got 2 bye weeks. That makes me want to look at Dragon Vipers. Dragon Vipers got a bye week this week. I'm going to break your heart even more. This one's going to hurt your feelings.
Yeah.
Dragon Vipers got a bye week 2, week 5, week 10.
Ah.
And I've got 1 bye week. Who else has got?
Who?
Show me your TDs. Has got a bye week this week in week 12. Well, this is amazing. I'm going to start having conversations. What if Valley Hotness has a bye week? Oh, this one's great. I don't know who this Valley Hotness is, but they've got a bye week 9, week 12, and week 13. That's right. Back to back weeks. Mess Around's got one. Bye week is on week 3, week 6, and week 9. Sarge has got one week 3 and week 11. I'm starting to questioning things. Oh, yeah. Well, I don't feel so bad. Big B's got one. Big B's got one on week 5. That's it. You've got 3. You've got 4.
I got 4 bye weeks.
You've got week 1, week 4, week 7, and week 11. Good thing you're not on our show. We never see you. Teen Wolves has got one week 7 and week 13. And then Swifty Fan has one week 2 and week 10. How in the world did Brandon and I only get one bye week, and everybody else has got an average of 2? And then you have 4.
I have no.
Oh wow, that's awesome. That means. Do you realize that I can have a 3-game lead over you, three more wins than you, but you have a better winning percentage, and you could go and you could play in the playoffs. It doesn't make sense.
How many wins do I need? Probably.
How many wins do you need to make the playoffs?
Probably.
Let's see. There's 8. There's 13 weeks. You would need to have at least 8, which means you need to go from here on out. You would need to go if you're 0-2. You would need to go 8 and 3.
All right, that's going to be a tough one.
Yeah,
not impossible, but tough.
Not impossible. And the thing is, you're not even in my division.
Right, I'm looking at it. Yeah. And the Valley Hotness is, I believe, J-Mac, Jason.
Yeah, it's J-Mac. Huh. Nice. And show me your TDs is Adam, and yeah, of course, great. Great. Awesome. One of these days on the coach fantasy zone, we're gonna have a league fantasy meeting one of these days. One of these days for this.
I should put that in the group chat. All right, this week's episode of Fantasy Zone, we're gonna have a league meeting.
Good Lord.
Open forum.
Open forum. I want everybody, all of our viewers to listen to this trash.
Minnesota's going to London next week.
Oh, so it's an early game. They're playing Jacksonville.
No,
they're playing the Jets. Oh, so that's
in London.
London. The Jets and the Jets. So Aaron Rodgers gets to go visit the Vikings again. Is he looking to go there after his contract's up?
He's scouting a place to stay during the off season for the next retreat.
Oh, jeez. He might just want to retire there.
Maybe.
Just saying.
And the Vikings are 3-0 in overseas.
Yeah. So and they're gonna get the Viking killer with Aaron Rodgers to go and try to stop that. Viking. We're not promoting injuries, but I bet you the Vikings fans are going, I hope Aaron gets hurt this week so we don't have to see him in London.
If I was a coach for either team, I'd be like, okay, after this game, we're flying to London. We're going to practice the entire week in London.
I think Jacksonville did that. I think Jacksonville did that because they had to. They were the home team one week, and then they were the following week they were the away team.
Oh yeah. I think it was last year they did that.
Yeah, it was last year.
Hey, smart move.
It is.
So with that, any final thoughts?
Keep watching all of our great, fantastic shows. Hosted by Big B, our great and illustrious leader, Crispy Bacon. On Tuesday we have the C2C Rankum. I still have not decided on what topics we are going to do. Brandon's probably watching this going, we had this discussion. We probably have.
What are you debating on yourself, though?
I know what we're gonna. I kind of have a clue what we're gonna do. I just have to do the homework on it to figure out to get the right one, so we don't repeat ourselves. That's the problem with our show. I don't want to repeat. Then we've got Wednesday nights. We have with Big B and myself. We have the Couch Fantasy Zone. And then you and I are back here again on Sunday with half a Big B, which is still a pretty big piece. Because I'm not a small guy either, but you might
be here for the Vikings. You
never know.
It is an early game. So.
Yeah, it's the early game.
But yeah, check out Coast to Coast with all of our great shows. We'll be back next week for another edition of Morning Tailgate. Who knows? We might be checking on a little bit of the Vikings-Jets game, covering the rest of the games, and having some fun. So with that, enjoy your football Sunday and Monday, and see you guys next week.